Folks, I've been, on and off checking out this particular channel, Happy Wife School, and it kind of it just shines a light. Like, it started to question a lot of, whether it's marriage or before marriage, and to see this whole thing in this notion. The fact that I believe she's a marriage counselor, or women's counselor, or one of the counselors. Okay, I'm not going to get into detail, but she's in the profession for 10 years, and she's speaking, and she's wanting, discuss about red pill in women, and what she sees the signs as a therapist or whatever her title is. Right? You guys can correct me down below, but just to see how the whole notion of how women change and the nature is just very, very bizarre. And I guess that, as men, we speak with words that we agreed on, where it doesn't register to a woman, where a woman register with emotion. That is very difficult. How do you go through emotion to understand? But anyways, there's nothing much I could say, but it's a very good actress if you're gonna put a word based on what she, her counseling, and seeing how changes, especially men who married the love of their life, go through their marriage vows, and turn out with a large attendees of weddings where two tribes collided together to celebrate this moment of unifying two different tribes together, and go through the married vows and claim that you're married to the person until the death. You go through the oath and everything, and the moment they get married, she's changed. She was pretending to be someone, to fit into you, to like you, to become. That is a very great actress to be like that, to stimulate what's our nature, our hobbies, or interests, whatever. And then when you married, the woman changed 360, and changed 360 that she was disinterested the entire time. And for me to think about it, and just to, whether to get married or whether to settle down, or whatever the reason behind, obviously not being left alone amongst of their peers, or whatever the notion behind, it's very deadly, and no wonder why divorce is like this level. Now, I can't speak on a surface level. There has to be something underneath, a foundation. Maybe the girl has dated many guys and kind of fed up, and they start to realize, well, we have to stimulate what the man wants and everything like that. And once we get married, or another word, baby trapped the man, I'm changing 360. And it just so much makes sense. Like, when I go through the video, and when she mentioned about woman doesn't want to have sex that many times, unlike guys wanted to do it. They can play the poker face or whatever, but it shows the whole thing where the time that they wanted to have the most sex is the day that you got impregnated the woman. Alright? Or secure the early stage of the relationship just to please. That is a very bizarre poker face, to be honest, as being an actress, and when what the story's been saying, things has changed. And I looked back in my baby mama situation, it was exactly the same. And it's just a shame that they have to play that role to get to that stage, but they're not showing the true chameleon image. And for me to go through these videos and seeing the real nature of the woman, it just scares me. I used to speak to my godfather. My godfather says, women, they act dumb, but they're actually smarter than men. And for me to look back at it, that quote, it just man, if you get sucked in and get trapped in that cycle, there's really not much it, that's it, And what she mentioned, the fact that just get married, they change 360, they hope they're going to change, but it never change. It's like a trap off a trap. That's like, you can't get out. Then obviously the man is the fault, whatever the situation. I remember in my situation, I thought I was doing the right thing, but it turns out differently. So at the end of the day, to play that poker face, actress face, it made me look at the whole thing as like a Shakespeare, a role play that has gone to that level. And I got no words to discuss about it at all. It just makes me feel saddened inside, where this is the current society that we're in. We're no longer thought like, I believe the whole thing nowadays, everything in life is a business transaction. Whether we have footage or diaries or, paper trails to go against each other. And to think about it now, even when it comes to your death, they're still going to pay your urns. They're still going to pay your funeral, your ceremony. It's not free. And no matter how much the X amount of money, even to your death, your grave, still costs you money. Everything has a price tag. And unfortunately, we live in this society is a business transaction.